Fear stops us from achieving our true greatness. Are you a professional woman who is feeling stuck, unmotivated, or burned out? Are you worried about your wellness? Are you letting fear stop you from crushing your goals? If you answered yes to any or all of these, then this is the podcast for you. Dr. Charmaine Gregory, night shift emergency physician, burnout thriver, and wellness champion, along with everyday heroes just like you, will explore how to face fear in our lives and emerge victoriously.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when the next video comes out. It only takes 2 seconds to make 2 clicks. So let's do it. Let's get back to the video. Hello, Fearless Freedom Tribe. This is Dr. G, and we are coming to you from Guam and Arizona. You didn't expect that, did you? But so today I'm super excited because I have somebody that has been a huge force in my life, and I know he doesn't know this. I'm just telling him now, so I'm totally embarrassing him, and I see that his cheeks are already turning red, and he's influenced my entrepreneurship basically journey. He's helped me to create some magic and just the presentation of things. And so, so it's actually it's a great honor to have Jeremy Kenerson on the show with me today, because he is an amazing coach for business, and he is also an amazing creator when it comes to strategy and figuring out how you can create funnels and all of the awesome things that go along with the business of getting your passion out there. So welcome to the show, Jeremy. Boo!
Thank you, Charmaine. Thanks for having me. You should have warned me a little bit.
No. See, that would have been that'd have been too easy. So we can't have a warning. There has to be just surprise. Boom.
I don't want to cry on camera though. Like you talked, because we've known each other so long. That's just so sweet of you to say.
No, but it's the truth. And so, I kind of hinted about what you are and what you're up to, but it's always super awesome to hear it straight from the source. So why don't you tell the Fearless Freedom Tribe who you are and what you do, like all that awesome stuff that you do?
Yeah, well, like Charmaine said, I am Jeremy Kenerson, and I'm a father of 5 children. Yep, that's 5. 1 girl, 4 boys. Anyway, being a dad is great. We homeschool. I'm able to work from home. So family is really, really big for us. My career kind of started off in sales and sales management and running sales teams. And just real quick, I guess, to give you the baseline of this, I ran the sales team for a company called InfusionSoft back in the day. And that's where I learned marketing. All the gurus that you see out there, learned from gurus back then. And those are the people that I was able to be influenced in and taught by. And it's just been a really great journey to be able to go from, running a sales team to starting my own business. And, it's like one of those things. If I knew then what I know now, things would be a lot different. But the lessons wouldn't be learned. Lessons have to be learned in order to move forward. So, I started a consulting business solely around InfusionSoft and setting up marketing and marketing automation and email follow-up and things along those lines, and started my own digital agency in 2013. And from there, business evolves. That's the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship, is it just evolves, and planning too far ahead can just be a huge waste of time because you never know what's going to happen. And that's really what happened in my journey. Back when I had the agency, our business evolved, and that's when I met Charmaine, and we've been working together ever since then. And I started coaching small business owners and realized that there was a huge need, that not everybody is tech savvy. Not everybody, has the time, patience, money, whatever, to like go learn and set up the technology around creating marketing campaigns, marketing funnels, websites, landing pages, email campaigns, all that craziness that makes most people go, forget about it, I'm not going to do it. So that's my passion, is helping entrepreneurs and helping them get a strategy and helping them get the tech side done so that they don't have to spend their time and money on it. Because honestly, there's no reason anybody should spend time or money trying to figure that piece out, when as a business owner, you shouldn't even be the person doing that kind of work, you know?
Right.
Really,
Amen to that, brother.
yeah, we should not be spending our time on that, because our time is valuable, you know?
Yes,
our time is really valuable.
It certainly
So
is.
I started a company called Desk Team 360 probably 3 years ago, and we actually handle the tech side of marketing. So unlimited graphics, unlimited website help, unlimited funnel creation, landing pages, email campaigns. Should we even have one client that'll take a picture of a business card that he got at a seminar and say, hey, can you upload that to my CRM for me? Like literally trying to take as much off of people's plate, because my whole passion is about saving time and money and creating peace and freedom in all of our lives.
And I appreciate that, because you've definitely helped me with mine. Oh my gosh. And
Can you
so
imagine trying to figure that out on your own? Could you imagine
no,
the time it would
trust
take
me.
to...
Yeah, it would just be too much. It would just be too much. Like the little bit of time that it took me where I was trying to like learn a little bit of WordPress, that was enough. Like I was just kind of like, all right, fine, I'm done with this. You know, let's just pay somebody to do it. So yes, no, I totally appreciate your skill set for sure. So, you know, it's like you mentioned quite a few things there that, you know, I think we need to like do a little bit of a deep dive into. So you said that you had the opportunity of being part of InfusionSoft. So, I mean, people may not realize like how big InfusionSoft actually is. Is it still in existence?
Oh yeah, it's called Keep now. Keep.
Okay. So, I mean, it was huge, and it basically somewhat of a pioneer of its time, right? Because there weren't very many companies like that doing what they were doing. And so, you know, you were part of this pioneering ingenuity factory, right? And you were learning from some people who are, I mean, just phenomenal people to learn from, right? All the experiences that you got there. So amazing. Now, you then decided that you're going to go off on your own. So there had to be fear related to you or surrounding you deciding to take that plunge into entrepreneurship, because man, it's like something that, you know, you either you go in there with your eyes wide open, or you go in there with your eyes closed and you're like, surprise. So what was it like for you?
That's a good question. So, you know, I kind of had it easier than most people. You know, InfusionSoft was really great. Like you said, like there was Marketo, Eloqua, and then InfusionSoft. And InfusionSoft was the only marketing automation software for small business owners back then. Marketo and Eloqua, they were enterprise type businesses. You know, they cost $100,000 to set up. So really being there at the beginning stages, there's a lot of growth, a lot of things that happen. I ended up getting fired. And our numbers were on point. They were steady. I never got a real answer of why I got fired. So it made me think that somebody was under the gun and I was a scapegoat. And it took me many years to deal with that emotion when you don't have closure in something like that. So for me in starting my business, I didn't have to deal with the fear of, crap, should I quit my job and go start something? It was like, I got to go do something. And after working at InfusionSoft, let me tell you, their culture is amazing. Like I could never go work for corporate again. Now the fear came in when you're sitting at month 1, month 2, month 3, and you have, well, back then I had 2 kids. And then I just kept having more because the fear was gone. I wasn't worried about feeding them anymore. I knew I could do it. But there's that moment where, well, moments, I should say, that you're plugging away and you're like, is this going to work? Is this going to provide for my family? Am I 1 month away from having a bad month and everything crumbles? Like you just have all these stories going on in your head that, you know, fight or flight. Are you going to let the fear paralyze you, or are you going to move past it to actually go out and create something that isn't just beneficial for you and your family, but it has a butterfly effect. And that's really when you have a passion, there's other people out there that have passions, and what you do helps grow that passion, maybe helps target that passion. But ultimately what you do ends up helping out this person, which ends up helping out their children, which means they can go to college and they meet this person and they change their lives. There's a butterfly effect that we'll never, ever, ever know how entangled that is. And that's what jazzes me up every single morning, is being able to be a part, a contribution to somebody else creating a butterfly effect like that.
That's awesome. Oh my God. So you were forced into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I was forced into it. The good part was I was looking forward to it. And because I remember we used to have a program there called, it was like the Certified Marketing Consultant or something like that. And it was a program that they had where they had outside consultants that would sell InfusionSoft. They'd set it up for them. And, they were creating these businesses around InfusionSoft, and they were making really, really good money. I was making really good money. They were making way better money than I was. And I was like, why continue doing this? If they can do it, I can do it, and you have that employee mentality, like someday, one day, like da, 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 da. And thank God I was forced into it. And I remember my VP of sales, who never gave me an answer why I was fired. He goes, Jeremy, no matter what, man, I know what's beyond the next door is going to be better for you than what you have here anyway. And I'm like, screw you, man, you don't know nothing. But I didn't say that, but that's how I felt on the inside.
You thought that.
I sure thought it. But he was absolutely right. Because if I would have given up, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5 and 6, when it really got hard, it got hard. It was hard. I'm not going to lie. I had some good months and I had some bad months. And the bad months, when you're, trying to figure out how to keep the lights on, literally like makes you question everything. And that fear comes in to just go get a job, to just do this, just do that, and just stick with your integrity and your character, and making sure you're always doing the right thing for your customers, no matter what. You can't let fear dictate who you're going to be,
Say it again, Jeremy. You cannot let fear dictate who you're going to be.
Let fear
oh my gosh.
Because think about the people that are out there that are scamming people, or they're taking people's money. They're not fulfilling the thing. What is it based on? Why are they doing that? It's not all greed. It could be fear. They could be fearful of not putting dinner on the table for the family tonight, and they do these certain things. And the majority of my clients in my agency were like, Jeremy, I don't know if I want to work with you because I work with this person, this person, this person. This is what happened. This project never got completed. Da, 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 da. And, it's just sad how many people are trying to figure this internet marketing thing out, and how many vultures there are out there, taking from people and not fulfilling, so.
The collateral damage is great.
Dude.
Collateral damage. Wow. Well, I am glad that you're not one of those people, and you have been clearly a light. It's really, really sad that that's the case, but you're correct. Everything has a backstory. Like, even the people who are predatory have a backstory. And so maybe they are fearful that they can't put food on the table, and that's the only way they know how. It seems kind of unfortunate that they would utilize, because they're very talented people. If they're able to convince and cajole and do all those things, why would they not use that for good instead of evil? I don't know, but maybe it's rooted in the fact that they're desperate. Maybe they do need to put food on the table, and they just don't know any other way to do so. So that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. A lot of people, I think, they deal with like imposter syndrome. They deal with stories. They deal with, it's all around mindset, and if your talent is convincing people, which I hate that when it comes to sales, I'll probably talk about that later. But if someone's really good at that, then they shouldn't be putting their expertise behind some other subject, taking people's money. It's like, take your superpower and maximize it, and get people around you that have a superpower in one of your weaknesses. And opportunities are limitless. No matter what you do, no matter what business you're in.
That is so true.
Yeah. We use the same VA, so we know exactly how true that is.
Oh my God. She's like
amazing.
a superstar. Oh my God. Shout out to Sherilyn.
Yeah, share. Thank you.
And you're listening to this, so I know you're going to hear the shout outs. Gotcha. Oh my gosh. Yes, no, that is so true how just having the right team around you can make all the difference because yeah, I've learned that firsthand from working with you, from working with Sherilyn, from working with Shayna. It's just been a world of difference in just being able to then focus my attention on creating, right? So now I can focus my attention on creating video content. Like it's just so different just having that piece of things, the logistics kind of worked out in the hands of the experts in that particular area, being able to just get on and just make a TikTok or whatever it is that I like to do. Yeah, I'm into TikTok these days, apparently.
Oh,
Or,
it's all about this. It's all about this. When you can surround yourself with team, and a lot of people think about, creating a team as I got to get to a certain revenue point before I can afford to hire a person. There's so many in the age that we live in, the digital age we live in, there's so many different ways that you can do it on a budget. That's not going to kill the bank. You're not hiring an employee and doing taxes and, all those things, but there's definitely a way to surround yourself with team. Because like what you noticed, what you talked about, the speed in which your business can move now when it's not just you is tremendous. And I talk a lot about that when it comes to scaling a business, because for me, I have four main pillars to building an ultimate business, which is number one, mindset. If your mind is not right, I mean, you got fear, the fear is one of them, but there's a lot of different things in mindset that we need to overcome to be the powerful person we were intended to be when we were created. I believe that. Second is sales. Like you need to be able to, especially as a new business, you need to have conversations with people like Charmaine. You need to have conversations with other businesses that could be partnerships, not just the prospect that, is going to buy your product or service. So having that foundation of sales, not selling to convince people or manipulate them, like true sales, that's going to help you with your writing of your marketing content. And marketing is the third pillar, because if you can't make people aware that you exist, they're never going to come through any of your marketing or products, and they never buy anything. And then the fourth is scaling, which is what I consider like part of operations, because you have to have your processes, you have to have your systems or softwares, technologies, and then you have to have people. So being able to know how to find people, work with people, manage people, not be a micromanager, not be, the person that we never want to work for, is key when it comes to scaling the business and growing a team like that.
Love that. That's I love how you have like the different points. That was great. Oh my God. So anybody who's watching the video, they can keep seeing my daughter walk back and forth. I'm literally on the porch of our house and we're outside, and we may start hearing some construction trucks like roll by because they're building 3 houses on the end of our block. But yeah, so just ignore those sounds and focus on this amazing content that Jeremy shared with you. Oh my goodness. Wow. No, that's good. It's so funny because like a lot of times people will feel that way. They'll feel like, man, I know I felt this way. I kind of was like, no, I can't hire anybody. I can't, I cannot have these things, these items taken off my plate because I'm just not there yet with the income in the business. And, my husband said something to me that really resonated, and he was kind of like, okay, but you do realize that scared money doesn't make money, right? Like if you're not willing to invest in your business, it's not going to be successful. Like it's just not. And I was always trying to work things out on a shoestring, like, trying to see how I can stretch and, not really willing to actually invest in it, like really go out on a limb and invest in it. And it wasn't until like I made that decision, which essentially was the beginning of this year, I was like, you know what, I am done like shortchanging my business. I am done not giving it the water that it deserves in order to really grow. And And then I just did it. I made a sacrifice and I put money into it. And I was just like, you know what, I know this money is a sacrifice now to put in there, but I know that this money is going to multiply many, many times, because now I'm not going to be the one doing all the things. I'm going to have help to do the things so that I can do the things that I'm better at. And so it's just going to make things happen faster, and is going to allow for growth, because now I have more exposure, right? Because Shayna's doing like all of the YouTube stuff, and she's doing a phenomenal job on the social media, and then Cher's doing all of the logistics stuff with our customers, and getting all that stuff lined up, and she's phenomenal stuff getting us ready to just do a massive campaign for the podcasting course. And we have a bunch of other stuff that's coming down the pike that we've already been kind of brainstorming. So that would not have happened this year, or it would not even have a inkling of even being possible if I had just bit the bullet and just said, you know what, scared money don't make money. I need to stop being scared.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And that reminds me of something Robert Kiyosaki said. He said that the best or the most expensive advice is free advice. And that really hit home with me, because probably the best example is legal advice, right? If you're getting free legal advice and then next thing you know, the IRS is coming knocking on your door, it's like, ooh, that's some expensive advice I took advantage of instead of talking to a tax attorney. Like the tax attorney might cost $250 an hour, but it's going to be the cheapest advice that you get. And I think that goes hand in hand with, what you're dealing with, right? Like scared money. It's hard to make those decisions sometimes. That was probably the biggest thing in my business. Like I grew up poor, so I could live without lights on. Like if it's a month without electricity in my house, I could deal with that. It sucked. I had a wife and kids, but like when that happened, I wasn't nearly as scared as I was when I went to hire my first business coach. Like I literally had this anxiety around doing it, because all the people that I've worked with in the past, they always had horror stories, and like, just not all of them, I should say all of them. There was enough horror stories for me to create my own story of like, but what if this doesn't work? But what if this, but what about this? But what about that? The what if game that I was playing. Because at that moment in my business, dropping, my business coach is kind of expensive. So dropping 10K, writing a check for 10K was like, this better work.
Yeah. You're like this better be a ROI on this one.
Right. What kind of ROI can I expect? She's like, well, there's no guarantees, I'm like, well, that doesn't help my decision-making process, but like, it was a very, very tough decision, to do that. And, maybe I'll save this for the end, but I have a technique that really helped me overcome that, which has been a lifesaver, because if I didn't take that plunge then, I wouldn't be where I am right now, because of not just what I learned, but the focus, like the strategy and the focus to accomplish the goal is more outlined. Having a second pair of eyes on someone that's been there before you and go, nah, try this. Like, it is invaluable. So it's been some expensive advice, but it's been a lot cheaper than the free advice I got over the years. That's for sure.
Wow. Man, that is so true. That is so true. And, it's funny because we don't always think about the value of a coach. Like, because of what you said, a lot of times coaches are not $10 or $20. They're usually thousands of dollars, right? Or, whatever, however many hundreds of dollars an hour. And which is reasonable, right? Because they're providing you with the ability to go into the next phase, to essentially get outside of your comfort and step into that zone that we don't like to be in, which is the outside of the comfort zone. And, we tend to not want to do that. Now, if we look at people who are doing phenomenally well, so like, for example, this is the example I love to use, but LeBron James, okay? That guy is 30 plus years old, right? So he's 35 or 36. He's like a grandfather, okay, when it comes to basketball. Like, people don't do as well as he is doing at that age. And so, but how did he get there? He got there by, oh no, it's starting to rain. Oh no, I'm about to move inside. And my daughter's helping out with the umbrella. Thank you, babes.
Perfect. Teamwork.
Oh my gosh, this is it. Teamwork makes the dream work. But LeBron invests what, $2 million or something like that in just coaching, in his nutrition, he has a coach for his free throws. He has a coach. I mean, he has a coach for everything. So if he, who is like an upper echelon athlete, elite athlete, has several coaches so that he can be better, come on. Like, why are we balking at getting a coach so we can be
Right.
better? We're just peons. We're nothing like him. You know what I mean? And it's like, if he's at that level, and part of the reason why he's at that level is because he keeps getting coached. He keeps getting
Right.
pushed to the next level. And so we should embrace that and want to be pushed to the next level, right? And get a coach. Now, you can get a coach, and people also feel like they have to get a coach that's going to do everything for them. No, you don't. Like, I have you as a coach for my business specifically. And I have another coach for my podcast. And I have another coach I have different coaches for different purposes. And so you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, if I'm spending this much, it has to be the person has to do everything. No, if they're doing everything, then that's not the right coach, because they should be able to hone in on the thing that you're trying to get better at and help you to rise up to the next level in that thing. I don't know, but it's always, I hear it a lot, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't spend that kind of money. I'm not making that money. I'm like, yeah, well, you'll never make that kind of money. You just won't. Nope. If you don't want to spend it, you're just not going to make it. Make the sacrifice, get the coaching, get the, level up, and you will make the money. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah. I break it down like this, that it's Chris Rock said it the best. All right. Chris Rock said, you can drive a car with your feet. That does not mean it's to be done. Like, just because you can do it, that's not the best way to do it. Right. And same thing with businesses. You can try to figure out everything out on your own. You can go learn this, go learn that. We're in the information age. The information's everywhere. You can go learn all the things. Right. But do you want to take 10 years or 3 years to make $1 million in your business? Oh, obviously 3 years, right?
Right. Of course. Cool. Everybody wants a shorter timeline, tighter timeline. Yes. Right. Just do it.
Shorter timeline. It's the speed. It's the speed. Speed is so crucial when it comes to business and marketing, because if you're slow in your marketing, and that's releasing new marketing, because it's testing messages, it's all that. If you're slow to it, it's going to take you longer to reach your goal.
Yes.
If you without a coach, it's going to take you longer to get there. If somebody has been there, done that, they're going to help you get there so much faster than you trying to figure it out on your own. I mean, I'd say absolutely common sense, but I think for most of us, people listening to your show are intelligent enough to be like, yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Like you want to get to where you're going faster. You don't want to take longer. And the ironic thing is, the longer it takes, the more money you spend over that 10 years.
Oh yeah.
So you're wasting time and money. And since time is the most precious commodity on the face of the earth, because we can't buy more of it, we can't make more of it, we can't get more of it. Shoot, we don't even know how much of it we get.
We don't know.
We don't know how much of it we get. So we're running on borrowed time right now. And it's like, do we really want to waste our precious time? And when I put it to business, I always talk about, like, all right, you break it down. Like, how much money do you make last year? How many hours do you work on average a week? All right. So your average hourly, value is this. And if it takes you this long, you're wasting this much of your time in actual revenue dollars. And it's like, if you're wasting $20,000 of your time trying to figure something out when you could pay somebody $2,000 and get it done in a month, like,
yes,
all day long. It's all about speed,
totally.
Speed to learning and speed to launching and speed to testing is huge. So that's one of the things I've learned over the years, is just be quick to do it. Version 1 is better than version none. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it never will be perfect. That's the point. Like, no matter how much marketing you do, what marketing message you create, what campaign you create, you're always going to look at it like, is that going to work? Should I do this? Should I do this? And it's like, it's all guessing. It's all in our head. And when it comes to marketing, we can't guess. We need to just be speed to launch, test, collect the data. The data will tell us what's working, what's not. Not to
that's a huge handicap. I think a lot of entrepreneurs experience is that what you just said, like A lot of times, well, I don't say I guess I'm not technically a type A, but because I'm more the person who will be like, oh, what's that? Let me try it, and I'll try it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I move on to the next thing. But that can be bad also. But I have a lot of friends who are also getting started in entrepreneurship, and they are type A, and they do focus on, oh, it has to be perfect before they release. And I'm like, no, just release it. I've released things, I have done things that are like, I look back and I'm like, dang, that's a little sketchy. Like, why did I even release that? There's like typos. Like, come on, really? But it's out there and somebody found value in it. And you know what I mean? Like, so just waiting for it to be perfect, it just basically robs your audience of your amazing content, right? So
Yes.
yeah, just don't wait. Don't wait. Get going. Just start it. Do something.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can always do a version 2. And one thing that I talk about a lot too is like marketing endurance, because when somebody, and we've done this before together, right? It's like when you create something, you have a product or service and you create the marketing message, and then you create the marketing and you set up the technology, and then you launch it, and you're like, woohoo, all that time, effort, and energy is about to pay off. And then crickets, and it
Yes,
doesn't
I've had
pay
that
off,
happen. I have had that
You're like,
happen.
yeah. I think, do you know the people who did the purple pillow and the purple mattress? They also did the Squatty Potty commercials, the Harmon
I did
brothers. Have you ever
not
heard of those
know
guys?
that. Never heard of this. I have a purple mattress, but I didn't know they did the squatty potty.
They're the best. I mean, the purple
Wow.
mattress, but the Harmon brothers are also the best. Like those commercials are absolutely amazing, right? Like
Yes,
they
they are.
went viral. This Squatty Potty thing, man, the poopery. Did you ever see the
I
poopery
have the pooper. I
commercial?
have poopery. We use that
I
when we're
bought
on
my
the
mom
ship.
the poopery.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
works. Poopery
It's amazing.
works.
Yeah, it does. But and the commercial is so funny. And I had a chance to hear them speak one time, and they were like, you have a better shot of like getting struck by lightning a million times than you do your first marketing campaign just going viral.
Mm-hmm,
They're
mm-hmm.
like it never, they're like, we can't say it never happens,
Right.
because it has happened and it can happen, usually with more experienced marketers like Dan Kennedy. Like he could probably create a campaign, launch it, and then it works, and it's like, okay, cool, good for you. But he's like the guru of gurus,
Right.
like it's the guy that Frank Kern learned from, if you know who Frank Kern is. When your marketing campaign fails, that's when the real work begins. Because most people, like what you said, Charmaine, and what I've done in the past is, oh, it didn't work, scrap it, let's go to the next thing. When it's like, when it's there and it's built, it just needs to be optimized. It just needs to be tweaked. So if you think of like like if your campaign is linear like this and you have different sections in it, like, all right, I got my ad. All right, I got my landing page. All right, I got my opt-in page. I got my purchasing page. These are all little segments in the funnel, and each one is a bottleneck. So if you think of it like a linear thing, that if I can get people through here and the conversion rates are good, then I know that's cool. But if it stops here, I know this is the bottleneck. So I need to fix this part in my funnel so that people get through that part. And then what happens when you start getting better conversion rates there? A lot of times the next one gets stopped and you're like, all right, it's stopped there. So you tweak that, and then you tweak the last one. Now you have something that's actually converting from start to finish. It's creating actual revenue. And that's marketing endurance, because most people give up after the first try.
Oh yeah.
Most people never even make it to the second try, but it takes the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, sometimes eighth, 10th little tweak that you have to make inside the campaign to make it work. So you have to have that endurance. And, Gary Vaynerchuk said something that stuck with me, and I hope it sticks with you guys too, is he said, you have to become obsessed. That's a strong word, right? Obsessed.
That is pretty strong.
He's like, you got to be obsessed with failing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think about it. You got to be because it takes so many failures to get to success, that you have to be so obsessed with failing that it's like, woohoo, I failed one more time, because you're one step closer.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah. And what's the biggest thing that why people don't want to fail? Fear. They're afraid to fail because of how it's going to make them look with people, how they're going to feel about themselves. They got all these things going on in their mind and their mindset around failure that prevents them from moving forward. I knew a person who would do absolutely everything in his power to prevent a launch. Like you spend months creating the product or service and months creating the content and the marketing message and the campaign, setting up the technology, ready to hit go on that campaign. And every time that happened, that's not going to work. We need to scrap it.
Oh my gosh.
We need that. People are not going to buy because of this. I just thought of something new. I'm going to try this positioning of this service or product. I'm going to change the positioning of the marketing message, create everything from scratch. And then you'd get there and then go, oh no, I don't think that's going to work. We need to change the positioning to this. And it's like, you have no idea what's going to work. Even the best of marketers out there will tell you they'll create an audience. They'll create 10 audiences just hoping that one of them works out. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. I got one client, he owns a digital agency, so they run a lot of Facebook ads. And he's like, we'll test for the same ad 3 different images of the ad. And he's like, I'll be, man, almost 90% of the time, it's the one that I thought was going to be dumb and not work. But it's always backwards. The one that I think is going to just kill it gets crickets because you just never know. Yeah. And that's why you just got to do it. You got to be in action. You got to do it fast. You got to test. You got to get the data. And then you let the market tell you what they want to learn, what they want to buy. Instead of you trying to guess in your mind, is this good enough? Is it going to work? You don't know.
Right.
Stop trying to guess.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so true. Yeah, no, I've seen it in action too, because there were some images that we used and I was like, yeah, that got a lot of traction. That's just weird. But yeah, you really can't predict. You just don't know. People are going to decide to get that it's going to stick with them. So yeah, no, that's huge. Awesome. So you know what? I would love it if you would share, because you have a podcast, right? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love it if you'd share about your podcast so that the tribe can check you out if they're interested in learning more about all of the awesomeness that you have to offer.
Yeah, thank you. It's Ultimate Biz Builder, all one word, Biz, B-I-Z, Ultimate Biz Builder podcast. And I focus on the 4 pillars. I focus on mindset, sales, marketing, and scaling, which is, operations, processes, systems, and people. So that's really what I focus on, because I know when you get those 4 pillars set up in your business, you're going to be able to create peace and freedom, not just financial, but all around peace and freedom in your life. And that's really what I'm all about. Awesome.
And if they would like to, are you taking on personal clients anymore? Or are you doing that still? For coaching?
Yeah. So I have two businesses, and I guess just not to be long-winded here on this answer, Charmaine, but I think it's important especially for people just starting out. When I first started that consulting business I told you about, and then created the agency, I got the entrepreneurial bug. Every idea was a business, and I literally created 20 businesses in the last 8 years. All right. And only 13 of them made $1. And only and I'm literally like $1, like
$1.
$1.
Uno dollar is.
Yeah. 7 of them never did anything. And it's because I built the businesses the way all of us think of building businesses. And if I knew then what I know now, I would build businesses backwards compared to how most people build businesses. Because that's a lot of time, energy, and money to create 20 different businesses and only have 13 of them make a single dollar. 6 of them is made over 6 figures. 2 of them are over $1 million at this point, which is phenomenal.
That is awesome.
Ironically, those are the 2 businesses I focus on now, which is Desk Team 360, and then my coaching business. Because when I started coaching people, they all had the same issues. And since I had a team from my digital agency company, they were like, well, I need to get this set up. I need this landing page, this thing, that thing, I was like, well, I'll just ended up renting out my team. I was like, oh, we'll do it. It'll be like this much or whatever. And everybody was just like, oh, I need that. I need help. And I was like, wow, this is a real need here. So I created Desk Team 360 to have a place specifically for people to get those types of things done with their marketing. But to answer your question, with my coaching business, I do group coaching with my inner circle. We meet once a week. for about 2 hours or so, sometimes a little over, depending on how it goes. I like to keep those groups small. So I like to have them around like 5 to 10 people so that we can dig into your business personally. And then I have one-on-one coaching. And then I also have a sales course. That's my background. That's what my career was in. So I have a very extensive sales course that teaches people how to sell without selling. It teaches them not to be manipulative or convincing. It's a really, really great sales course. I like it, but I'm biased.
No, it is a great sales course. I took the beta version.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, not gonna lie, that was pretty good. It's all about learning everything in order and learning the right things and having a outline, not a script that you can go through. And ultimately, from what I heard from people in the that have taken it since then, Charmaine, is that everybody's conversations got better, not just their sales conversations. So their conversations with their wife, their conversations with their kids. It's like when you can learn how to conversate, conversation is everywhere in our life, not
Absolutely.
just on the phone in sales for our business. But yeah, so I got the JeremyKenerson.com, and then I have a DeskTeam360.com.
Awesome. Yay. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So many nuggets. Love it. So we are at that point in the show where we do the fill in the blanks now.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am. I feel like I'm on a game show. I love it.
And you've won. I don't know. So here we go. The first one is, if I am fearless, I will.
I'll fulfill my purpose.
Awesome.
I got a big purpose. I was put on this earth for a reason, and it's big. It's all about helping others. It's not about me.
Okay.
So if I don't crush that fear and I don't fulfill that purpose, the amount of people that'll be affected or will take longer to get to where they're trying to get, and the goals that they're trying to accomplish and the people they're trying to help, that's way bigger than myself.
Love it. And then the next one is, to me, fearless freedom means.
It means being unstoppable.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, my battle cry is.
I might have covered this already because I like to talk a lot, if you can't tell. I would say my battle cry is that ultimate biz builders live a life of peace and freedom by creating predictable, recurring revenue in their business. Nice.
Love it. I can get on board with that one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend time with the Fearless Freedom Tribe. We appreciate you. And I know that they're going to go check you out in the podcast, Ultimate Biz Builder, and also on your website, JeremyKenerson.com. And maybe even take the sales course or become one of your clients for coaching. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure that there are people who are listening who you are resonating with, and they're going to hit you up for sure afterwards. So I look forward to that. And so that is a wrap. We are super excited, and I hope that you are also, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of day. This is Dr. G signing out. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Again, I'm Dr. G. And if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notified of when the next episode is going to be. And also, I'll catch you next time. Have a great one. Be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.